Do you ever feel like your to-do list is running your life? No matter how many tasks you check off, more just keep flooding in, leaving you feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Fortunately, there's a proven way to cut through the overwhelm, regain control of your day, and get more done with less stress. Hi, I'm Angela. In this video, we're going to learn a technique to streamline our tasks. This method is taught in many productivity and business books, and it is used by many billionaires and high achievers to cut through unnecessary tasks and focus on the highest impact activities. I'll be sharing the framework along with an easy step-by-step process to help you to do what matters most. By the end of this video, you know how to regain control of your tasks and multiply your results with just a fraction of the time and effort. So let's start by understanding what is wrong with to-do lists and what is the better alternative. A long to-do list does not help you to get more done, and this is why. Imagine if a to-do list looks like this, with everything from paying bills, to going to the gym, to finishing your work report, to planning your next holiday. You probably feel overwhelmed and lost just by looking at it, because there is no way you can get it all done and you don't even know where to start. How long will it take to finish each task? Which is more important? How about tasks that are bigger or more complex than others? The more you think about it, the more overwhelmed you feel. And chances are, you end up doing the things that are the easiest or the most convenient to do. Or you might do something just because someone else is chasing you for it, like a colleague asking you for a reply to an email or your spouse nagging at you to finish an overdue chore. You check off a few items on your list and it feels good temporarily. But by the end of the day, despite all that busyness, you feel dissatisfied and unaccomplished. As you can see, checking items off your to-do list simply doesn't work. The secret is to stop doing more and to start doing what matters most. And this is where the 4Ds framework comes in. We're going to sort our tasks into 4 buckets so it's easier to process them and make the most of our time and energy. Think of your tasks in terms of 2 criteria: urgency and importance. Urgency refers to tasks that require our immediate attention, like a disruption for a major client or an emergency at home. Basically, there will be real consequences if we don't handle it right now. Importance is about the longer-term impact of a task and whether it moves the needle on your personal or professional goals, or if it addresses root problems. It could be planning for your career, building relationships, or learning new skills. Most of us confuse between what is urgent and what is important. But when you split your tasks in this way, you will see 4 clear quadrants to help you decide what to do exactly. This concept sounds straightforward, but for years, I struggled to apply it. How exactly do you organize your tasks in 4 ways? Until I found a way to take it one step at a time, breaking this down into 4 consecutive steps. I could finally figure out what goes where and how to get started. Ready? Let's do this together, step by step. Let's start by cleaning things up with the first D, delete. These are tasks that are neither urgent nor important. They waste your time and energy, distracting you from what really matters. So here's a simple rule. If it doesn't move the needle on your goals and won't have any real consequences, just drop it. Examples include checking your inbox every hour, constantly checking for updates on social media, or sending that daily report that no one seems to ever read. As Warren Buffett says, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. But what if you're unsure of the consequences if you drop something? The solution is to drop it anyway and see if anyone even notices it. From my experience, they usually won't. This is the first step because it eliminates distractions, freeing up time and mental energy to focus on the tasks that really matter. With that, let's move on to the next step, delegate. This is about handing off tasks that are urgent but not necessary for you to do personally. These tasks still need to get done, but they don't require your direct attention or expertise. Examples include replying to routine meeting requests, scheduling appointments, or handling basic administrative tasks. All of these can be delegated to someone else, and this someone can be a person or a machine. Ask yourself 2 questions. First, does this task or part of it involve predictable or repeatable steps that can be automated, such as using calendar scheduling tools to coordinate meetings? Second, can someone else do this better or faster than I can? This could be skilled assistants who specialize in administrative tasks and have the tools to get things done quickly. Or someone with expertise that you don't have, like a designer or an accountant who can do the task much quicker and at a fraction of the time. In our next video, we dive into the details of how you get work done without doing it yourself. Do subscribe to get notified when the video drops. Remember, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do it. By automating or delegating these tasks, you free up more time for higher impact work that truly matter or tasks that only you can handle. That brings us to the last 2 buckets. Both categories of tasks are important, but one group is urgent and the other isn't. So how should we handle them? Let's focus first on the tasks that are both urgent and important. These are the ones that you should do immediately because they directly impact your goals and have significant consequences if they are not completed quickly. For example, you should prioritize time to finish a proposal for a high-stakes client because missing the deadline could mean losing the opportunity altogether. Or set aside time now to handle a health emergency for yourself or your loved one, since the consequences could literally mean life or death. The key is to prioritize these tasks and then give them your full attention to make sure they are done well. Clear your schedule and dedicate the best hours of your day when you're at your peak performance. For example, block out your entire morning when you're fresh, remove all distractions, and focus solely on finishing the proposal. You'll be amazed at how much you can achieve with just 2 to 3 hours of deep focused work compared to an entire day of scattered, distracted effort. For more tips on energy management and focus, check out our other video where we deep dive into strategies for getting your most important work done. Remember, you should give top priority to your urgent and important items because, well, they are urgent and important. Once you've completed them, you'll find that a huge weight has lifted off your shoulders, making it so much easier to tackle other pressing tasks. Which brings us to the final D, decide. This is for tasks that are important but not immediately urgent. I actually renamed this category because most 4D frameworks actually call this defer or delay. But I think that's very misleading because you do not want to delay or defer these tasks indefinitely because they're still important. In fact, when done right, these tasks can make a huge impact in the long run and minimize the amount of urgent firefighting that you must do. For example, you might invest time to learn a new skill that you don't necessarily need right now, but will benefit your career or business in the future. Or commit time to automate or delegate the tasks that you identified earlier. I mean, your work won't automate or delegate itself, so you need to map out the processes, set up automations, or hire some help. And this will be time well spent. Imagine investing 3 hours to set up your automation scheduler for your meetings with AI notes and follow-ups. That could already save you 3 hours in the first week alone and 156 hours in the course of a year. Can you see how valuable these tasks can be? And yet, because they don't have hard deadlines, we tend to delay them indefinitely. That is why we need to decide to get them done. Commit time in your schedule and stick to it so you don't keep pushing it off for later. For example, if you've decided to advance your skills, then block out time on your calendar to work on it consistently. Can you see how the 4Ds, when applied in this sequence, can help you to cut down unnecessary tasks and streamline the rest of your tasks? As I use this framework, I realized that sometimes our tasks don't fit neatly into one of these 4 categories. And that's usually because they're either too big or too small, which is where these 2 bonus tips come in. First, you may have tasks that are too vague or complex, like learn a programming language or try those cupcake recipes. You are really interested in them, but you haven't really crystallized the details. In this case, just park them into a future goals list. Then every few weeks, check the list to see if you are ready to start breaking the project down into clearer, more actionable steps like research online courses or buy baking ingredients. Once they are more specific, you can decide which quadrant they belong to and how to start taking action. At the other extreme, we have tasks that are so small that it doesn't make sense for us to try and organize them. So here's a simple and powerful rule. If a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, just do it right away, even if it's not urgent or important. This gets them off your mind, gives you a sense of accomplishment, and helps to build momentum towards the bigger tasks. By now, you have both the 4D framework as well as the steps to start organizing your tasks more effectively. By sorting your tasks into the 4Ds, you can eliminate the busy work, focus on what truly matters, and get more high payoff work done. So, what's the first task that you're going to tackle first using this system? Drop in your comments and let's keep each other accountable. If you'd like to dive deeper into how to streamline your life and work, I've also included links in the description for other useful book summaries and videos. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips for doing more with less. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.